If you are wanting to get pregnant or you are currently pregnant, but you're really hoping to stay fit and strong during your pregnancy, you need to stick around and watch this video because we will go over the do's and don'ts of lifting and working out during pregnancy. Before we jump into the video, my name is Eden Scritchfield. I am a NASM certified personal trainer, nutrition coach, and a prenatal and postpartum fitness coach. So I have the qualifications to take you through today's video and to make sure that you are safe while you are lifting during pregnancy. Let's get to it. The very first thing that you need to do before you start lifting or working out, if you haven't already been lifting or working out, is to check your current state and to check with your doctor and make sure you are cleared to work out. Most of the time, women are totally fine to continue working out or to start even lifting and working out during pregnancy, but there are some cases where there are higher risk pregnancies. So just to make sure that you are good to go, that your blood pressure and everything else is good in your pregnancy, wherever you're at in your pregnancy, make sure your doctor clears you or your midwife clears you before you start. And I will say that if it's your goal to work out your entire pregnancy, like I did, it is easier to start before pregnancy, preferably. But if you haven't been working out prior to pregnancy, the earlier the better. The earlier you start, the easier it's gonna be for your whole pregnancy. Next, there are very specific things that need to be thought about before you start a fitness journey in pregnancy. So I would always check your current state in pregnancy as well as your previous fitness ability. What I mean is if you have been working out prior, then you're probably good to do most things during pregnancy. But if you haven't been working out and you need a little more help, I would suggest hiring a personal trainer or someone that can guide you through your workouts so that you know what movements to do and what things to avoid, because there are some do's and don'ts. Especially for safety reasons, if you are wanting to start working out during pregnancy, it is very wise to consult a professional to make sure that you are keeping yourself safe, to make sure that you're keeping baby safe, and that you're not going to pull ligaments, pull muscles, or do anything that would harm you or baby. Depending on your current fitness level, your programming should be suited towards you wherever you're at. I was lifting prior to pregnancy, so there was a lot of things I could still do, but if you're wanting to start working out during pregnancy, then you're probably gonna wanna consult someone and make sure that you are doing everything correctly. Next, you wanna check the environment. Pregnant women should not work out in environments that are too hot. This can be very, very stressful on the pregnant body. This can cause overheating, which can be harmful. So always make sure that you have water, that you're not overexerting yourself. You always want to make sure to check your heart rate, make sure it's not too high. I was pregnant during the winter, so I didn't really have to struggle with this or deal with this, but I would suggest if you are working out in the summer, preferably you want to be in an air-conditioned room or inside, or you have maybe a really good fan if you're working out like in a CrossFit gym or like your garage at your house. Just make sure that you're well cooled off because overheating can be dangerous. Not just for heat and overheating, but also you will probably lose way too many electrolytes, and electrolytes are very important during pregnancy. So make sure that you get maybe some liquid IV or some electrolyte drops that will help you stay hydrated. The next obvious thing that happens during pregnancy is obviously your belly gets bigger. This causes some separation of the abs and reveals what is called the linea alba. The linea alba is a tender, vulnerable, fibrous connective tissue that is down the middle of your core. And what happens when your abs separate is that gets exposed. When doing core exercises that push out the middle of that core, it makes that tissue protrude, and that can cause some damage long term if you're not careful about what core exercises you choose. Things like sit-ups, knee raises, leg lifts, these things cause that tissue to protrude, and we don't want that. We want to avoid that protrusion. Too much of that protrusion can cause long-lasting effects called diastasis recti. So adjusting to core exercises like bird dogs, oblique toe touches, windmills, these things can still help you strengthen your core, but keep you from hurting the middle of that tummy. So to check for diastasis recti, what you'll do is you want to lie on the floor, bring your knees up with your feet planted on the ground. You're going to lift your head off the floor and take 2 fingers, and you're going to press in the middle of your tummy. And if two or more fingers can fit in between the hardness of your abs, that means that you are probably experiencing some sort of separation or diastasis recti. Now, these things can be corrected, especially with therapy, but we obviously want to avoid that. So throughout your pregnancy, you want to make sure and check that every so often, maybe once a week or so, to make sure that as you're continuing to exercise, that you're not causing more of that separation. If you go to a chiropractor that is certified in cracking and helping pregnant women, they can also check for you too. So I go to a chiropractor that helps check that, and I was good to go. I had like a tiny piece in the middle of my core, but nothing too serious. So you want that to be your story. So make sure that you are doing correct core exercises that protect that linea alba, that you don't get diastasis recti, and find a professional or a chiropractor that can help you along that journey. But you can also self-check throughout your pregnancy. Next is you want to reevaluate your programming, reevaluate your body, recheck in with yourself throughout your pregnancy. So obviously you are growing, baby is growing, there's so many things happening in your body, and you want to just check in with yourself. There are some weeks you're gonna feel great and some weeks that you're gonna feel worse. So always keep rechecking in with yourself. I remember at about 14 weeks, pretty early on, is when I could not run anymore. I was implementing running in my workouts, and that's when I started experiencing that really nasty ligament pain. It felt horrible. And so I had to stop running at around 14, 15 weeks because it was too much on my ligaments. And I think it was around 25, 26 weeks when lying on my back became really difficult. I wasn't lying on my back to sleep, but things like bench pressing or shoulder pressing or anything that was like reclined or had to be on my back, I had to adjust. And so that's about the time where I started doing incline bench pressing and just anything inclined and not lying on my back, because I would get out of breath and it just was really uncomfortable. So continuously readjust, reevaluate throughout your pregnancy to make sure that you're good to go. I was able to safely and healthily work out until I was 40 weeks pregnant, and my son was delivered almost 41 weeks. It was like 40 weeks and 5 days or something. So it is totally possible to work out your entire pregnancy. Just follow all these do's and don'ts, check in with yourself, hire a professional, make sure you're in the right environment, and obviously make sure you're eating the right foods to stay healthy, to have energy, and you should see success too, and you will be a strong mama for delivery. And I think that's why I love working out in pregnancy. I did a natural birth. It was a healthy birth. I actually shot him out really fast, so I maybe got too strong in my pregnancy, but I was able to keep my strength and have a really healthy delivery and a healthy baby boy, and I hope and pray that for you too. So I'm also, like I said, a prenatal and postpartum coach. If you want someone to help you along this journey and you want to work out in pregnancy, message me and email me, because I would love to work with you. I would love to get you on a program to help you stay strong in pregnancy and have an amazing delivery. Thanks so much for joining me. You got this, mama. We'll see you next time.